I just said to myself, let's get it done with it. Let's do it right now. I didn't have a problem in a program to finish this video. I just posted a beautiful video about Milan KUČAN, his whereabouts in Yugoslavia and also in independent Slovenia pertaining to the organized crime. That's a really beauty. And today I have decided I'm gonna bring to the end just right now. Look, it's not even midnight. It's gonna be a rather short video. I did talk to you about the shoes that were destroyed to me. Cut shoes. They were cut in my shoes. Destroying me a lot of shoes. And destroying shoes was the favorite game of psychiatrist Peter Kapš. And the garbage from Novo Mesto police station. This was obsession of the Robert Golob. Milan KUČAN was the obsession was destroying shoes. Shoes is what they love it so much. Destroying the shoes, chopping the shoes up, destroying the shoes. This was a big deal. The favorite was destroying the shoes. Using shoes of a smaller size and using socks of a smaller size, just as I described everything on the block. This is to put end to who destroyed the shoes, how it all started. This is a definite answer that police is going to have to respond for. And not only the police, but the Krka village, this village here. Crazy, man. You think, you believe that all this shit is tied directly to the Krka village, to the village where I am from? Directly to my parents and directly to the Krka village. Let me demonstrate you. This is extremely shitty village. Extremely shitty village, and this village is going to have truly a lot of problems because of this completely insane issue used by the psychiatrists, by the police to drive one mad. Totally. I don't know, but how many of you would like to have shoes destroyed, chopped, without money in the pocket to buy yourself other shoes, being forcefully labeled, forcefully unemployed, even labeled as insane, denied any rights to your social security, social support, and have shoes destroyed, basically. Survive on a pure mercy, handouts of your parents. I bet not many of you would want to have stuff like this going on. This is what my mom, my father will easily confirm, and the village here. They will have to respond to this stuff to police about it. Like this. This neighbor is right here, this neighbor here, this one here. Both, it's a JERMAN family. Both of them are going to have to respond to this. One is a ZDENKO JERMAN. He's a police officer. The other one is TINE JERMAN. He's not a police officer. This is really easy to resolve the issue. Who was destroying me the shoes and how? This is their cousin, METOD. METOD is his name, METOD JERMAN, a police officer, retired, I understand, investigator. Then as we go through the village like this, it was other kids also. These are all older than myself. older than myself. Anywhere from BINE, Janko, this entire fucking village was destroying my shoes. Entire village. Do you know how? It was a ritual like this. Everybody knows about this. Right now you can say I'm fucking crazy. But once my father completed the house, I did told you about the neighbor, METOD JERMAN. I did told you about how the MOHAR family also, JERMANs, Redek, they entered the property. That's why my father put the fence. You see this fence here that father put around the house? It made a lot of sense actually. Let me demonstrate you. They entered, repeatedly entered the property. Janko, Velikonia, these are all people from the village. And they proceeded to destroy, vandalize property. They vandalized father's boat, they vandalized, this is a property here that you see. This stuff involved everybody from, well, not exactly everybody, but not exactly everybody, not. There were also people that were not interested in doing this kind of stuff and have also condemned this kind of stuff. But otherwise kids maliciously, deliberately would enter the property and would destroy father building material. They destroyed father trees he planted, fruit he planted. Very crazy, very expensive stuff. The police once even caught them. People saw them from the other side of the Krka river, etc. And they claimed that they lied, of course, that they continue to deliver the trash here, which was completely criminal, totally illegal. This village, when father purchased this parcel, this was a junkyard from the village, from the Krka village. The village people would deliver junk, pots, wash machines, freezers, and were throwing everything into the Krka river like animals. And when father purchased this land here, this is all the parcel that belongs to the house. The first thing to do was to clean the junk, because this was a junkyard. They would live like animals. They didn't want to pay for the waste management, and so the only thing was entire Krka village, they would deliver from near and from afar. They would deliver garbage to this parcel, to our parcel here, and continue to dump one. Destroy trees, destroy father building material. They were just doing damage. At least your father raised the fence, and the fence even did not stop these animals. These are animals. These are animals. This is no fucking way that this is not animals. This entire village went on to cut father with a fence, pliers. They started to cut him fence, and they continued to enter the property. Police continued to chase them. This was the fucking madness from the village when we moved here. This village was 3/4 insane. And then the best part about all this stuff, I told you about how these guys were not even qualified to become a police officers. I told you about this stuff. the best part about this garbage here was that I invited them in our home. When father completed the home, I was very, very lonely. I needed the friends to come, and they also invited themselves. Okay, can I come to you? I was more than happy to have them. And so I don't know how old I was. I was probably about, I don't know, 12 years of age maybe. And father completed the house. We moved in. The house was brand new. And then it was this fucking crazy issue known as envy. And I love to have these kids from all over the village, which by the way, these are older. And some are also my age. I love to host them here. All the kids from the village. I love company. I was very social. Despite everything, father welcomed the village people, etc., etc. And I was thrilled to have new friends of the village and so on and so forth. And what do you think the fuck it happened? Right here at the entrance is where we would leave the shoes. Right at the entrance. Inside. Close the door. Inside he would leave the shoes. And go upstairs into my room. Maybe play with the computer or whatever the fuck we were doing. And what do you think it happened? Well, I completely forgot about that stuff. All my shoes were chopped till I actually saw the neighbor, TINE and ZDENKO, both caught them. My mother caught them. Knifing me shoes. METOD, JERMAN. Kids from the village. Velikonia, BINE. They were exchanging them, so hey, can I come to you today? And it would be always another one that would come with a knife. Zif. So, this is just like with the destruction of the father, his property, the same shit. This is a Krka village. But they were lucky. They were lucky. They were lucky. They destroyed shoes, shoe after shoe. My mother went on to have a fight with them, argue with them, beg them to stop doing this stuff. And he didn't stop. We were playing outside of the house, of the village. It would be the same thing. And they would actually do it in front of me. And you're talking about the kids several years older than myself, looking forward to have a physical fights with me and so on. So these kids, this village was sick. It's a sick place, and this village is still extremely sick. These people did absolutely everything they possibly could to get me killed through the use of the psychiatry. They connected themselves to the psychiatric hospital in Ljubljana Polje and went on to torture me here throughout the village through the use of MK Ultra to literally completely sleep deprive me. That it was on several occasions a miracle that I did not drop dead. Simple as this. Would come on a door and ring just after the torture was finished, would get a little sleep, and were doing all kinds of stuff, insane stuff, to get me destroyed through the police, through the psychiatrists. Once I was labeled as insane in 2012, they increased the entire village. The entire village was in war with this house before we moved in, since the father purchased the parcel here. And I did explain to you about the Josip Broz Tito, Milan KUČAN, who even instructed on destroying trees, vandalizing the parcel and stuff. These people have a whole lot to explain. And at the police station, they didn't know nothing about it when I came. They didn't know nothing about anything, nothing about Josip Broz Tito, nothing about Milan KUČAN, nothing about anything. This is quite fascinating. Quite fascinating stuff. So this shit actually never stopped when it comes to the shoes. But this is how far destruction, vandalizing of the shoes goes in my case. They will be coming for a visit, hosting them here, welcoming them here, treating them, and on their way out with a knife they would go and chop shoes. This is how it all started. And they were all identified by my mother, by my father, by the neighbors. Everybody learned about this stuff. There was neighbors like Berger, whom they have also offered to do that, and they have refused to go so primitive, to go so low down somehow. They have other issues going on, etc., etc. So this is Krka village. So that much about destruction of the shoes. I was walking in the forest, and I have gone through so much shit that honestly I did not recall any of this stuff. Today I did recall. I recall the village people having me also walking with me inside of the forest, cutting me shoes right in front of me. My parents, both my mother and my father, asking me, why do I allow them? They were doing the stuff also during MK Ultra. They were cutting me the shoes during MK Ultra so that I could see it. Asking me questions on why is it that I allow them to destroy my shoes. My parents were actually sure that something is wrong with me. Not really. Nothing was really wrong with me. Animals. They destroyed a lot of shoes. A lot of shoes. I'll never forget the day of the neighbor, METOD, TINE, brother of ZDENKO, and METOD. When they gestured me even that the new shoes in the future where they will make in independent Slovenia, when independent Slovenia came on a picture, during MK Ultra they dare do stuff like that. They're not going to be even near as tough as the shoes that were during Yugoslavia. Those shoes hold much more abuse, and therefore they will be much easier to destroy. It is so that this is a pure evil, but it's also so that all this illness, psychiatric illness, that psychiatric hospital Ljubljana Polje with Novo Mesto police station, my having actually the ability to point out exactly how it all started, who did it, how it all started, and who demanded this shit to continue to be enforced. Proven. Not if or this and that, but exactly as I stated. Entire village witness to this. My parents witness to this. Everybody involved in MK Ultra knew about this shit. This stuff that I talk is stuff that is indisputable. Everybody who was involved in it knew about this. So, dealing with absolute animals. Just for me to finish, to upgrade this stuff, this shit started to happen before my father even finished the house at the neighbor, JERMAN, where I would go for a visit. Just deliberately. My mother was asking them, why are they doing this stuff to the boy that was 10 years of age? And I really have nobody to be with other than kids here from the village. Why would they be doing this kind of stuff? Their mother find out. Their father find out. They talked to these kids, whatever happened. It was other parents they incited in stuff. Pure evil. Simply pure evil. But the best, even best part about it, I've already created part 1. Now I have to add this clip to it. Now the best part about it was they were completely aware of the trauma they caused, the damage, the degree of the damage. My father was completely insane. They totally deprived one of the nerves, and I was afraid of these people. The trauma, the degree of the trauma they caused, did not stop with my youth, with my teenage years. They did not stop. During MK Ultra, METOD JERMAN, the neighbor here, METOD JERMAN, and these kids from the village continue to repeat me together in presence and together with the garbage from Novo Mesto, the so-called police station, with this trash, with investigators who knew absolutely about all this stuff. That if I will be talking about this stuff, what they will do is they will return back to our property and continue to destroy, continue to vandalize, continue to attack the property. So then you already know what's going to happen in this case. I'm not letting off the hook at absolutely anybody inside of this village. It's going to be now you and I'm not going anywhere. That's one thing for sure. And so it's going to be really, really bad. This was a terror for no less than 53 years, and now it's time to pay back. A lot of threats that if I would talk during MK Ultra, they traumatized, threatened, death threatened, etc., etc. A lot of threats, a lot of violence. It actually makes me mad when I consider that Simonich was one of the police officers, another police officer was Chernila, and another one was the funny man, Andrei Stefanic, was asking me about if I threatened them, because I didn't allow these people to intimidate me. These people, all they did, they death threatened, and they threatened for 53 years collectively. They were destroying the property, death threatened, and so on. This is extremely violent environment now. Unfortunately for these people, I am from here, and I don't consider these people from here. When we moved here, they were asking my father, and they were intimidating me with the issue, where are you from? We are from the village. Where are you from? They behave like they were owner of this place. They behave like you moved here to this village and now it's going to be the way we say. No. The name of the country is Slovenia. And it's too bad you have done stuff like this. Now it's going to be the price. Now I'm going to demonstrate to you where am I coming from and where are you coming from and where you're going.